Matthew 21, verses 42 through 44. Jesus saith unto them, Do ye never read the scriptures? Matthew 21, verses 42 through 44. Jesus said, This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you, and given to a nation bringing forth the fruit thereof, and whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but on whosoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. Matthew 21, verses 42 to 44.
It's the Macman Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far. Tune in quick, cause you might just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Macman Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far. Just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Macman Morning Show. 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 No matter if you're near or far, tune in quick, cause you might just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Macman Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far.
And great grand rising to every one of you. Good morning, grand rising to you. This is the Macman Morning Show, and we are here each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 a.m. on the East Coast, right here on Mac Media 3 Productions. And WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial receives our signal, and we want to thank them for all that they're doing. And to all of our listeners over in Holly Springs and into the greater Memphis area, North Mississippi, those of you that pick up the radio signal, those of you that are on with us right now, our YouTube audience, we'd like to say good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning to our friends in Alaska. It must be getting a little bit warmer up there. Hadn't heard from you all, but they say that they, from the messages that I've received, they are quite busy doing some things. So we just want to say hey to our armed service men and women in Alaska, those that are in Japan also. I haven't heard from Japan in a while. Hope all is well and everybody's doing well there. We hear from them every now and then. When we started the show, somebody just caught on. Somebody heard it and it caught on, and They were playing it. Several of them they play it because they like the theme song. We switched up every now and then, and then there were some topics that we talked about that did cause quite a discussion in some of their private time. So we just wanted to say grand rising, good morning to each and every one of you, to all of you that are out there. Brother Lee is going to be on his way. We're going to be here on this wonderful Thursday morning. This is the 24th of April. Days and I mean, it is going really, really fast. This month has been going, and people are preparing for graduation, proms all over the country. People are happy, preparing themselves for their, or planning or preparing themselves for their summer. And a lot of things have been going on since we have off the air since yesterday. I got Little Red had gave us his regards and wanted me to tell everybody thank you. He has he's been a little bit tied up. He's going to be coming on the show real soon, and I understand that because he's getting ready to go into a bit of a transition and I believe that he's going to win that race for the city of Clarksdale that he was running for. He was in a runoff and he beat his runoff opponent. And in some places, you know, that where there are, it's a thick blue. This is real deep blue here. So, you know, I don't expect any of the Orange Man people to make even a strike there. But we're rooting for Brother Little Red, Orlando Payton, and his endeavors that he's doing. I want to say good morning to Diane Black. Like to say good morning to the chairman of our deacon board. We got a full house here of our officials. Let me start off with the chairman of the deacon board. You always chairman of the deacon board, Deacon Alvin Moore, and our trustee chair lady, that's Foxy 2 Roxy 3 is here. She's here. Sharon Reed, the section leader for the altos only. Now, not anybody else, but the alto section of the choir. We ain't got no sopranos yet or anything like that. And Alice, our chief usher, she won't be with us this morning. She has a previous engagement, but she said she'd be listening. And if she does get a chance to get in, she will come in late. But then, you know, we're going to be all right. I think we can handle today's go around. I'd like to say welcome to some new listeners that are in the bushes. They're in the bushes. They don't come out. They're not coming out right away. But I wanted to say hey to them, and I wanted to acknowledge all of them that all of our listeners that are everywhere. Let me ask you a question. Well, not a question, but let me make a statement. There's some new programming that is coming along, and Miss D. Harris is we're trying to put together the final touches on that production. And what I'm trying to do right now is let me say this. Broadcasting is changing, and the big boys and girls know it. They know that they cannot charge it, I mean, the way that the economy is going, they know that for smaller companies and businesses, and for businesses that are just trying to get some good traction, it's going to be hard to get advertising out there. And then you got people that they advertise on certain stations and certain platforms and wherever. And I'm not knocking anybody, but there are some that are completely trash, and they pay enormous amounts of money to be on these people's platform. And maybe that's the crowd or the direction that they want to go to. But with the Magman Morning Show, I'm really trying to get my keep the focus on self-sufficiency. There are things, we all got bills, we all got things that we have to do. And in order to do what you have to do, you got to bring your end to the table. And this is, and as we do business, I want you all to consider, when you hear the sponsors that you hear, and you hear the people that have come together, and we're trying to push and come together, you never know what type of position a business person is in. So you got to be able to be flexible enough to help the business person help you, help us. And us, meaning those of us that put out broadcasting and put out the advertising and so forth and have that influence out there. Don't be fooled. I keep telling people, don't be fooled by these streaming services trying to uh, diminish your audience. And I'm saying that because there are a lot of people that listen to the Magman Morning Show that does not get registered. And am I worried about ratings? No. Am I worried about? I have not holler scream. I'd like for you to like and subscribe. I really would, but I don't have to trick you to get there. Now, if I have to trick you to get there, I cease to do what I'm doing. And that is, making sure that information and inspiration is given. Information first. Let's talk about information. The news stories, the stories about things that are happening around about us to inform us of the directions that things are going, like in this country. We may have commentary about the things that are going on. I'm not saying any government is perfect. No government is perfect. No government, no entity is perfect. No human being is perfect. Only perfect person that I know that walked this earth was Jesus Christ. So let's get that out of the way. As we do business as human beings and do commerce, this is how we live and this is how we survive. Goods and services, services and goods, and so forth and so on. Capitalism, we live in a capitalistic society. We don't live in a fair society when it comes down to business because we get judgmental about the person's appearance and their look, meaning their skin color. Black entrepreneurs have always been around. There's always been someone in our community that was in business, whether it was the plumber, the carpenter, the corner store, the liquor store, the shoe shine, the shoe repair person, the cleaners. We had lawyers, doctors, dentists. We had them right there. Their offices, everything was right there. You didn't have to go out of the community for anything. Nothing. We didn't have to go out of there for nothing. Not that we have to isolate ourselves, but because we were not receiving the goods and the services that we needed, we had to create our own economics and our own business climate that would help and that would cater to the Black community. Alice is here. I didn't look over here. Alice, good boy. There you go. All right, Alice is here. I see you, Alice. But and to bring awareness. Now I can fuss and holler and fuss about what's going on. But if we never bring any kind of solutions or any kind of ray of light, we can talk about all of the bad things that are going on. And there's some things that are going on. We need to be informed. If we're not an informed public, how are we going to move and shake and do the things that we need to do? Not just move and shake, but how are we going to live if we don't know what's going on around about us, how our government operates? And I'm not saying that you got to run for office, you got to do this, you got to do that, but you got to be aware of what's going on around about you. Mm-hmm. So as we look at things, and right now we're looking at 14 minutes after the hour of 9. As I was looking and as I was doing my research, and as doing some planning, I want to make things a little bit easier, a little bit simpler than what I have, and I'm exploring some things to make the MacMan Morning Show the show that it really needs to be. There are a lot of outlets and a lot of things, outlets and a lot of outlets. I'll put it, not things, a lot of outlets that we are going to be participating. Not all of them. Now, I'm not jumping on everything, but I'm going to keep my options open because I know that we are a voice that people are listening to, and people are, get to the point where we're gauging and we're in competition with somebody. We're in competition with people, backbiting and stabbing each other in the back and all that other stuff. We're not here to help. Don't forget. Wait. Don't forget, Alice and Foxy, to put your and so that we can, so that they can go to your sites. We got to help each other, and when we do that and grow a community, don't you know that There's still business that still has to operate, that people are still selling things. I mean, the prices of everything are going up. Let me tell you something. Hyundai or something. Hyundai, whatever. Hyundai has a commercial out and it's telling people right now 25% increase in the price of your car. If you have a foreign car and you need repairs and your parts got to come from overseas, it's going to cost you more for the not just the repair, but for the fee. They're not paying. Walmart's not paying it. Nobody said that we pay it with all the stuff that comes from China and all them places and other places that they didn't put tariffs on. So we isolated in the box. You putting tariffs on folks. So all that expensive, nice stuff, y'all gonna be buying knockoffs for real now. But the knockoffs is gonna have a tariff on it when the China when the distribution center gets it and it comes back to you, and you know you somebody got to pay that tariff. Why? I don't know. Okay. Now, that's no secret that this man has got tariffs out there and he's doing this and that. But how is it going to affect our community? That's where information comes in at. So, what I want to do is I want to open up the door for other people to come that have that kind of expertise, that have that kind of knowledge and that kind of understanding. That's why that's what I want to bring to the Mac Man Morning Show. That's what I want to do. That's Foxy's link to her platform, and this is Alice's, and I'm going to be shooting up and down on this also. Okay, so we got this mass media. We have the tool that others. Do you know what it would have took to do live broadcast? Let's go back 19. Let's go back to 1999. We ain't even got to get before we even hit 200. What it really took, the equipment that it would have took to come on live, on the air, anywhere, like you're looking right now on your televisions, and we didn't have. I mean, we did have these things. It wasn't, but now on your telephone, you can actually broadcast and have a full television broadcast with the gadgets and the certain things that they have. So now, with that, you got to have something, or you got to have a voice that people are going to be willing to hear what you have to say. Mm-hmm. Can I get a witness, as they say? Yeah. What are you bringing to people? You got to have that grown person's conversation. From what's happening in the streets to what's happening on Wall Street to what's happening in the White House. Okay, it's a White House for a reason. And I'm not prejudiced against you, the people. Y'all messing with us. Y'all messing with us. We're productive. We're inventive. We're handsome. We're gorgeous folks, beautiful women, beautiful men, handsome men. Trying to live. Our styles are good. I was thinking about back then, and don't get me wrong. You know, when things were a little bit simpler before the BBLs and all this stuff, y'all cutting each other, you're cutting your body up and doing all kinds of things. People were a little bit simpler. I'm not saying simple looking plain or nothing. People had class and style, but this stuff has gone way. Plastic surgery, I didn't even hear. I have never heard until recently in these coming years and these years that are coming, how many people that look like me are going to get facelifts and plastic surgery to enhance stuff that you don't have to? I'm not saying that God made us all. I know some of us, we need some there's some things for our health and things like that. I had to lose some to function because I was getting too heavy. You know, and when your health is gone, when you don't have your health, whew, and how much it costs to be sick, do you know you could go, you would be literally thrown out of, not just, oh man. Can you imagine you go in and you're hurt and the aspirin costs you $25 or whatever, Tylenol or whatever. per pill that you can get at the dollar store for $1.50. It's $1.30 or whatever. I don't know what the tax is on the dollar store stuff. They stopped being $1 and went up a quarter or something. They're gonna go up again because all their stuff comes from China almost. So your dollar store is gonna be the $5 store. It don't mean no more dollar stuff. So as we move in our communities, it made me think about something, and it made me think about where I came from. Sisters and brothers, my thing is this. As much as I love this broadcast medium, people have on both sides, liberal and conservative, as they say, have hoodwinked us so much that we don't know which way to go. We did not have a voice. We didn't have any newscasters. We didn't have any reporters. If it wasn't for the disc jockeys playing the records, if it wasn't for the Defender newspaper, if it wasn't for those WDIA, WVON, those are the two mainstay stations that I know. WVON in Chicago was the voice of the Negro. That's what those call letters, the WVON, mean, voice of the Negro. And WDIA, I don't know what that means. If somebody knows, they can let me know. But these are the black radio stations that I knew. This was all that we got. We got our church. We got our when James Brown came on WVON, boy, everybody in the neighborhood, all you needed was one radio. But we're doing better than then. Ain't no more one radio. Everybody got a telephone. My friends in school, when I was in 8th grade or so, or getting ready to go to high school, said they had their own phone and their own phone number. You really had to really be something. That's something. I got my own phone. I got my own phone number. You really had to really, really have it. Because hell, we were trying to keep our phone on. Yeah, due to these tariffs. Your health is important. My health is important. If you ain't got insurance, and I'm under insured, I mean, and I praise God for the health that I have, but people are not concerned. It makes you nervous when something starts happening, and you feeling a certain way, and you ain't supposed to be feeling. You say, man, okay, and then you get scared. I do. I mean, no, go see your physicians. I say so. That go for James Mack too. I got to get the nerve and do what I'm good, but I'm just simply saying I'm not trying. All I'm saying, and on top of all of that, you got to do this, you got to do that, and the stress, the strain, the things that you got. A lot of it is due to you, to a lot of things that have happened are due to myself. Okay, and nobody else. I don't claim, but look at the effects of what happened. So I'm trying from this day, from the day forward, that I realized I had to change. You got to change the way you think, the way you think, the way that you do things in a better way to make you better and the people around you better. That's the key. This is Thursday. We're here on the MacMan Morning Show. We're going to get ready to go to our first break. Welcome to everybody that has come in. Those of you that are late and so forth and so on. That's how you're not late. Those of y'all that came on out. Yeah, I had my own phone. You said I had my own phone, house phone. Well, yeah, I had one. We weren't rich now, but that was a privilege, man. You had your own phone on your own phone. I got my own phone. It better not ring at a certain time. My mama say, yeah, I hear that phone. She want to hear what's going on. But you thought you were somebody when you did have it. Listen, I'm going to come back in a little bit. This is the MacMan Morning Show. We'll be right back after these messages. Good morning again to Holly Springs, Mississippi, WKRA 92.7 on our FM dial. They got our signal. They have a license for our signal, and we're just grateful for Raven and everybody there. You still remember the number? Okay, y'all hold on. I'm going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. I'll be right back after these messages that we have here. New commercials coming from D. Harris Interior. We're working on it. It's being worked on as we speak, and we thank everybody else for their contribution and support. We'll be right back.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Our families are precious. We work hard each and every day to make sure that they're safe and secure and have a future. Jones McDonald Insurance Agency, a full-service insurance agency, is here to help you with all of your needs, whether it be life, health, auto, home, or specialty insurance. Call Farmers Insurance Agent Latoya McDonald at 708-722-1538, 708-722-1538. As we live life and grow, our number one concerns are having a life and a dream and a home, beauty, privacy, and security. Keys Home by Regina is here for you, a licensed and certified realtor in the state of Arkansas. Regina has the skills and the know-how and the patience to guide you through the rough rigors of owning your first piece of real estate. Whether it's commercial or residential, whether it's your first time buying a home or you're just looking to expand your real estate portfolio, I'm sure that there's something that Regina can do for you. So call her right now and get the ball rolling. From Humphrey to Whitehall to Redfield and to Pine Bluff, Keys Home by Regina will put you in the home that you've always wanted. So call Regina right now at 501-400-4655. And we're back on the MacMan Morning Show. Great rising, grand rising to all of you that are here. It's just so good to be here in the land of the gatherings of the peoples. That's okay. We like to say good morning and grand rising to all of you. Let me see here. Okay. And as we continue our broadcast today, I wanted to say thank you to all of our sponsors. And we're working on some things. We're always working on something to improve and to make it better. And that is my goal to do. There are a lot of great opportunities coming our way, and we just have to be in position and be ready to receive them. And that's what I want to do. If you want to advertise on the MacMan Morning Show, go to magmedia3 at gmail.com. Let me know. You'll be surprised at what we can do for you. And give us an opportunity. You never know. If you broaden your horizons, you never know what will happen. So we're here. We're available. We're not monetized. YouTube is not paying us or anything like that. And neither am I going to stoop to the levels of loyalty that people want you to stoop to in order to make it in this, in order to make it in these YouTube streets, as they say. I don't want to be in those streets. I'm in the studio. I ain't got time to be all that. We're in the YouTube streets. We want to let you know what's going on and what's happening. And so I don't want to know. You ain't got to tell me. I don't want to know what P. Diddy and pray for the man. Pray for that young man because that could be your brother. I'm pray for the people that's affected by this and the people that made that monster. They made these people. They made these people. They gave them the money. They gave them the things. Okay, well, let me hold on to that. All y'all had these today uh your battles. That's right. That because there is a battle. There's some battles there, Alice. There are some things. And Foxy, there's some battles. Great, and it is a great topic. And when like I was saying, you had your own phone and everything. You thought you was somebody when you did that. Not that you was rich, but you had a privilege that a lot of people did not have. 821 1707 1707. That was my number, my phone number. We had that phone number when I first moved to the south side of Chicago in 1970. I think it was 769, 821-1707. Had that number. I'll never forget that number. Never. That's my it was 312 then they switched to 773. But it was 312-821-1707. I know a lot of numbers I can think. But people, my mother still has her phone book. Believe it or not, I said, Mama, what number? If that phone goes down, if I miss something, or I really need to find somebody, my mother knows. She said, hold on a second. She go get that book. And she used to just put stuff together, had a book, and she used to get, ladies, have you ever had pantyhose or stockings and they had that little white paper that keeps the stockings wrapped around it? She used to have numbers on these things. She had an order that she had, and you could not buy. She said, don't bother my numbers. I know where every number is. Don't, and she meant it. And that was a heck of a. She still got that. If I need to know somebody's phone number, she said, "Give me a second, James." She said, "I'll get it for you," and she'll have it for me. She don't do all that texting and stuff. She said, "I don't know nothing about all of that and this and that." Now she on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. The kids hooked her up. Her great grandchildren. Them, come on, grand, get on the face. And now she's 92 on the Facebook. So, I got friends, and they following me. Mama, what? They, this, my mama gonna give me for saying that. Yeah, mom's on social now. Mama's 92, looking at the Facebook. Don't you know it's somebody out there now? The senior citizens is looking at Facebook and looking at me on YouTube. Hey, ma, I know you're listening and watching. I said I didn't mean to put your business out there like that. But then, you think about it. 92, what I got to complain about? I praise God that she has lived this long. I want to live long just like her, live and get around. She cooks them. Man, you talking about a brisket. She can cook a brisket and the smell will be all in the community. Dog is hollering, cat hollering, everybody hollering because something is cooking. It's something cooking in the stove. She can put ribs. Now, for all of you barbecuers and great grillers and stuff like that, my mama could put the ribs in the oven, baste them and make and all kinds of things and put the sauce on there and have it. Me be falling off the bone. Have mercy, somebody. Y'all know what they're talking about. Now 92 now, she's hitting it. Now, if she's listening to broadcasts, if she's listening to social media, if she's out there on the Facebook, imagine who else is out there listening. All you businesses that got you ship, all of you businesses that got specialty services, like D. Harris. D. Harris Design. Think about this. If you buy a house, why decorate your house like the decorator, them folks, them architects or whatever. Get you somebody that can make your office look wonderful. Make your reception area look, your office, your home look wonderful. Promote the businesses where they are. You got a business, I got a business. We need tax services. We need business services. You know, you're looking for a house. You need some insurance. We need to take care of these types of things. Now, if the senior citizens are listening, somebody's listening. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. I want to say good morning to each and every one of you that are here. I found something, and thank y'all for letting me talk about Mama. So your grandma, wait a minute, I'm gonna see what you're talking about, Foxy, right here. Let's see. You said my grandmother was the same. Everybody know. Mama had it wrote down, had her phone book. She said, forget all the, because then she said, if the phone go off and you can't get a hold to it, that's how she said it. You can't get a hold to it, how you gonna remember it? Yes, ma'am. That's her wisdom. She said, how you gonna remember you ain't write it down? Get your pencil and paper, boy. Write that down. Yes, ma'am. All right, I keep paper. God help us. I love you. Love her dearly. Love her dearly. Her birthday's coming up, and I want to say praise God for all of the birthdays. Everybody's come, all you Tauruses and folks out there, the Bulls. I had Pisces time, now it's the Bull time now, and we're grateful for that. Uh, um, Wait a minute here. I had some. Y'all remember Kaepernick? Let me see if I can. Colin Kaepernick. Y'all remember this young man? I'm gonna try to get him up here. Not him physically, but just get the screen. I want to talk about something that's going to help us. I saw this on the other day, and for those of y'all that are looking now, y'all remember this guy played football, and he took a knee during the national anthem. Your uncle 85, and he's looking on Facebook. Wait a minute, let me see what your uncle gonna get you for putting his business out there. So your uncle is 85 and looking on. Yeah, I don't know all they be on Facebook. What you doing on the Facebook? She said, I got friends and followers. Yeah, I said, who following you? I didn't mean say who. I know she got a lot of friends, a lot of people she know. My mother know a lot of folks. I wouldn't say, I said, who following you? What you talking about? Boy, I got followers. I got friends and followers. Don't you see? It's almost 800, 900 of them. Yeah, who y'all my mama friends? So I wanted to go spy and see. She won't let me see. I want to see who this is and what she doing. So she got more friends than I probably got in the world. But I love you, Mom. Now, Mr. Kaepernick. Now, everybody talked about this man, Colin, like Colin Paul. That's his name. His name is Colin Kaepernick. Let me tell you something. People will try to take away what you have or take that dream from you or don't understand. I don't have the time to understand. Don't you know God is so amazing? He'll take you in the, as they say, the twilight of your life, and he will make up and he will do what he says he's gonna do. I just believe that. And I'm gonna say it regardless if that's just me. I'm not ashamed of God and Christ. Never. But now let me say this. Now this young man took this vow and went around the world. Everybody hollering he ain't a patriot and all that old stuff. And we protesting now what's up in the White House right now. So he took a knee. He said, "Man, hey, they ain't doing this right. Hey, I can take a knee. I'm taking a knee." There were people. Do you remember if you ever was in grade school and kids? We used to do the pledge. We didn't pray in Chicago. They prayed in Mississippi. They didn't want us to pray, but if we prayed, we probably been okay. So we did the pledge. There were certain kids that didn't do the pledge because they were they were Jehovah's Witnesses and their religious beliefs didn't allow them to. They can't do the blood thing or something like that, and they don't do no pledges. So they go out in the hallway. Here's an American. See, now they say football is American. It's American. Do you hear what we say? The pig iron and hoodoo doo. And we invented it and this and that. So it's they thing. You know what I'm saying? So when the national anthem was playing and the brother took the knee, you disrespected the country and you ain't a patriot. You must hate the country that's paying you all these millions to play America's sport. Y'all know y'all got y'all teams. I ain't got. I like the Bears. I do. They ain't won nothing in 100 million years. And old lady McCaskill is dead now. She's gone. And the grandchildren are great. They rich, filthy rich over there, making them build billions of dollars for a raggedy stadium that we can't even get in. What little less that we're working in Chicago, Brandon Johnson, mayor, you better look out for your folks. Arlington Heights want it. They say, we want them. Let them come here. We'll take them. Then what you gonna do with all that stuff, that stadium over there on the lakefront? All of that, they'll spend all of this money that we can't even go into the stadium. Have anybody been to a? I'm not saying we poor, y'all, but doggone it, if you got that kind of money you got a family of 5. Somebody do the math right quick. Get a calculator because I ain't got one. I'm just gonna add. I want you to add something up if y'all listening to me, either Foxy or Miss Alice or somebody y'all or sharing some of y'all school teachers and things. Because I didn't make it in math. But I can count, but I can't divide in calculus and trigonometries, and I don't know what they use trigonometries for. But y'all add this up. All right, going to the game. Okay, one, you got to fill your car up. Let's say your car is already filled $65. Okay, you got to have snacks along the way. Okay, so another $20, $25. Okay, we riding there. Parking. You got to park when you get there. One, you in the traffic jam leading into the stadium about 2 hours. So you got to leave early. Now your kids got to pee and all that other stuff. So you got to probably break line, find somewhere, a bathroom, which they ain't going to let you use in downtown Chicago. They're not going to, especially if you black. We don't have no bathroom, especially them Dunkin' Donuts and them places where them Arabs and them. I'm just going to tell the truth, same the devil. Okay. So all of that, okay, and you get there, you park. Your parking costs you about another $35. Just say for you in downtown, you ain't gonna park where you gonna park your car, okay? Unless and if you do get dropped off and take the train, well, they that's another story. There's so much stuff going on them trains, folks throwing folks on the tracks but anyway, you're there 35, y'all. Now y'all keep up with what I'm saying, the amount. The tickets are going to cost you $105 a piece. Man, let's go $105 a piece. And it's 6 of you all. 6 times 105. Add that on there. Your hot dog gonna cost you $10 times 5, 6. Your popcorn gonna cost you $3 times 4. Your soda is going to cost you $5. No, make it 10. Another 10 is a 10 or 20. So you're going to spend a 20. So say, I'm talking about these prices up in here. They hiking them up. Don't God help you if you ain't ate, because them pizzas are going to cost you about a little old personal pan pizza costs you about $15, $10, $20, $15. So let's say they got a pizza, they spend $100. They said no, about $60 on pizza. All right, now put that in there for me. The Commanders, they were the Washington Redskins. They got mad because they had the Indian on there and saying, "You supposed to represent the American country." Oh, we're disrespect. But the Indians say, "We don't want y'all be making us no mascot jumping around hollering and can on Indians." But see, the Indians was giving the people here a hard time, boy. They couldn't beat them Indians and them Cherokees and stuff. Get on them. They had to get. Have y'all ever seen Wagon Train? That's old stuff. Anyway, okay. Now, anybody add that up and put that in the chat for me if you added it up. That's a game. Now, this man was headlining. Was he with San Francisco? Was that San Francisco he was with? Somebody? The San Francisco? He was one of them teams. And they kicked him out and they got rid of him. And I mean, they made him the example. Then his hair, afro, Al Green, I mean, that Michael Jackson, Jackson 5 hair, that Lionel Richie afro, that's a fro. That's a real one. That's a real afro. And you take a knee, Jack, what? And America's game and America the Beautiful is playing. God bless America. I tell you, God, you got to bless us, Lord. Bless us, Lord. We need you. And he took a knee and they got rid of this man. All right, let me make a long story short. They thought they had him. They got to pay him the contract. Why? He didn't do anything. He just took a knee. They made it. There was no rule that he broke. There was no rule that said you couldn't take a knee during the Star Spangled Banner, or you had to stand up and put your hand over your heart. You can't make nobody take no pledge. So that's the estimate. That's $1,000. Let's look up here. Fast estimate. He's on the 49ers. The estimate that they gave that the chief usher gave us, and see the trustee gave it to the chief usher, is $1,000. It's $1,000 for you to take, folks. $1,000 now. What can you do with $1,000 extra money? But you going downtown knowing you can't go down, you spending $1,000 to go. I know every child should want. I wanted to go to Cubs Field and White Sox Park and everything, but they said they run us out of Bridgeport, and my mama was scared that we get something happen to us going to the north. So I wanted to go to see the Bulls play, things like that. It was reasonable then. Back then, Chicago Stadium, the Bulls were so losing so that in the third quarter, when the third quarter comes, they'll let you in free. Oh, you got to do is stand there and wait. I never been there. I never been there to a game in Chicago Stadium, but I've been to the United Center. I broadcast from the United Center this past year at the Democratic Convention. Beautiful place, big place, beautiful. The house that Michael Jordan built. Now let's go here. Kaepernick made money for the 49ers. He was a man. Do you know that he's a good the quarterback? His stats. Read his stats. So Tom Brady and them was nervous. No, we can't have this Negro up in here on America's game. Look at what they did to Michael Vick, dog fighting. And then you got these other folks that are doing all kind of Epstein things. Y'all know who Jeffrey Epstein is. That's the orange man's partner. 49ers. I got okay, well, yeah, but let's run, yeah, let's give a take, because we got big families. Y'all, we got big families. So if you got 8 kids and you taking 8 kids and you got kids now, you know they're gonna waste more. You better eat every crumb of that pretzel, because it's that $10 pretzel. You better eat it, or you're gonna keep it in your mind. That's gonna be your dinner for the rest of the week. Why would you put yourself through that? See, that's why I said things are not equal. Let me get back to Kaepernick. So my man took what he had left and his finances. He didn't get mad. He didn't get upset. He didn't call white folk out of their name. He didn't say none of that. You know, he didn't call them all that. He just took a stance. And they thought that they had him. Well, now we got rid of the black Tom Brady, or whoever was trying to ease up on the white quarterbacks. Because this is America's game. You know, y'all, I don't support none of it that don't support it. If it wasn't for black people, it wouldn't be no America's game and nothing. In nothing. They didn't want us in boxing. They didn't want us to look at what Venus and Serena did. These girls in the projects. Daddy went and got a book from the library to teach them how to play tennis, and took them down on a tennis court that wasn't even used. Look around your parts. Everything is basketball. Everything is basketball. I'm going to be the next Kobe Bryant. I'm going to be the next Michael. It's only one of them. They've got their own talents. What about you making a name for yourself or whomever? Let's get back to this here. And these sports figures. So Kaepernick took his money and invested it. You say, what you say, James? Yeah, the man invested his money and doing rather well. He said, I'm going to take what God gave me and I'm going to make investment and business moves. He didn't get knocked around. He didn't get his head knocked off, his knees and things, and hurt, and somebody, because they coming after the quarterback, and you black too, they going to put the biggest gorillas on you. And you know what I'm saying? They don't want you to shine. They're trying to sack you and all that stuff. So he took his money and he invested it. Came back pretty nice. So we are survivors. Because I ain't taking this racism and polarization and this heathenistical attitude that people are trying to do to us. Brother Lee is here already, y'all, and Fox is in the chat. Let me see. Hold on a second, Brent. If you want to come up, thank you for. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna put this there. Brother Lee is here. Brother Lee Mack is here. Our chief commentator, chief contributor, is here, and the trustee chair lady is here. We're gonna see if we get trustee chair lady here. There you go, trustee chair lady. It should be coming up if you want to come in. Brother Lee, I want to bring him in real good on this. Brother Lee is here. Hey, Brother Lee, give your greetings to the peoples.
Great day, new beginnings, everyone.
God bless you. It's good to see you. All right, and Lee, I was talking about Kaepernick. Now you got to. I think you can. You more familiar with all this stuff, and you hear because you know your grandson. He plays ball. He does. He play football.
Yes, he does. Yes,
Okay, so
they do.
you into that you into sports because the children and the grandchildren and folks is into the sports. You know, I ain't into it like that though. But this Kaepernick thing, I got this thing, and it was interesting, brother Lee, that you know how they treated the brother and tried to take his livelihood from him. But what he got smart, brother Lee, and uh he got smart and invested his money well. And then, man, they say he's doing a great job with what he's doing. Out of all of that he went through, man, they try to knock this brother down. And this is just one black athlete. Imagine if what black athletes are going through now. I mean, you know, it's something because this man took the stance. Come on, brother Lee, and open up your conversation about. You know, I just wanted to see where you go, and if anything else that's desirable on your heart that you'd like to express on this morning about how they treat us, you know, when we taking a stance. It costs $1,000 almost, Lee, to take a family of 4 or 5. Did I say five? I think I said five. To a football game these days. These folks making all this kind of money and making these stadiums and everything where we can't even go. It's not affordable for us. We don't have no disposal. We ain't got no $1,000 laying around talking about we going, come on, children, let's go to the children, Lord forgive me. Come on, kids, let's go to the game. Come on, help me out, Lee.
Well, well, professional sports, to see a professional sport event in person is pricey for most people, um, especially people of that doesn't have that kind of income, uh, lower to middle class. It's pricey. You can't go on a regular basis. You can't have season tickets. That's very expensive to see a game of any kind, baseball, football, hockey, soccer even costs. So thing is like Kaepernick, brother Kaepernick, he took a stand, him and his teammate. They don't mention his teammate, but his teammate took a stand along with him. And they lost money for that. They sacrificed. They put their beliefs out there, um, and they got punished for it by their employer. They for worse they what you call they got together and collude on getting rid of him. They worked together on trying to shut him down, but the people stood up and we stood with him. And you know there was Caucasians that were saying it was wrong for him not to put his stand up for the flag and put his hand over his heart. But let me tell you, really, um, what that flag stands for, and I'm gonna tell you like this: it stands for oppression. It stands for rejection. It does not. It's not for the people by the people. That symbol is not for us. We're fighting for when we go to war as a people for the government. The thing about that is we go on a promise that they will do something that they put in their constitution, but they haven't done it yet. When Caucasians serve in the armed forces, they're defending what they have. We don't have it yet. Every time we go, we're going on the promise that you'll give us something that you've already done for the Caucasians. See, that's the thing. We died for a promise. They died for something that they are getting. See, that's what we have to understand. And like Donald Trump said, he said you're a sucker if you serve in the armed forces. He said you're a sucker. A Caucasian tells other Caucasians and everyone else you are a sucker if you serve in the armed forces. If you serve your country, you're a sucker. If you give your life for this country, you're a sucker. And he's a rich white guy that was a draft dodger. He said he had bad feet, falling arches. But they do that for rich people. rich Caucasians. So I would like to say, yeah, and to say this too, Venus and Serena, I'm gonna tell you like this: they had more than one talent. Let me get this clear. See, their father said, "Well, I'm gonna put you in tennis." Not he didn't know they were gonna be any good, but he knew that he was going to give them an opportunity to see how good they can get. And that lets you know when you see that we can get into a sport that we're not familiar with, or a sport or a career, or position, we are qualified to do anything. See, it's not like they had a gift. They had many gifts, not a gift. They could have got into to being a chemist. They could have got into being a doctor. They could have got into being a lawyer. They would have excelled at anything that they would have gotten into. They would have been number one at anything that they've gotten into at an early age like that. See, when you're taught at an early age and you groom like their father groomed them, they were going to be great at anything that they did. See, we
And
talk about well,
I wanted to
they
say this.
special.
I wanted to say this too, though, brother Lee. Just like Tiger Woods. You think about
Well,
it.
I'm include that
I mean,
includes
this little
that does.
kid.
I'm saying
Uh,
that includes all of us, not just Tiger Woods. That includes all of us. You take your child, a black child, and you teach him. You teach them early, they will excel. They will excel. See, we thinking, oh, can this one play football? If you teach them early enough, they can do anything. If you put enough into them, they can do anything. And that's what we got to understand is that we're special in a great way, in a good way. Anything we go into, God has blessed us. God has gifted us. And see, and I don't say enough about our God. Every day I should mention his name. I do to myself, but I should mention it on the air every day. He is there for us. He lives in us. And I'm
that's
gonna tell you
right. You
something.
could
All we
say it.
gotta
You could
do is
say it.
all we gotta do is activate the blessings that he has poured in us. If
Right.
he's living in us, man, we can do anything. We gotta
That's
see
true.
that's the thing. We praying when he already here. See, okay,
Mm,
we celebrating him. See,
yeah.
it's okay to celebrate. He's in living in us. We don't have to go
Hmm.
to the pastor and ask him to anoint us, ask him to bless us, ask him to gift us. We have that. He's already poured it in us, all the blessings that we need. All we got to do is activate it.
To activate
Activate
them.
it.
Now, listen. I was asking, and we have our friend Foxy Two, Roxy Three is here with us. Also, Lee Yapade is with here, and I wanted to get your vantage point on this situation because they seem like we get the rough end of the stick, but we make it. I mean, listen, from Jackie Robinson. Jack Johnson, from boxing to whatever, hockey, everything, lacrosse, I was surprised at lacrosse when I looked at the bobsledders. Now y'all make fun of them bobsledders, the movie with the fat white man, and he went down there, but that's true. Bobsledders from Jamaica. There ain't a stitch of snow down nowhere in the nowhere. Come on, Foxy. Let me stop
Well,
you before I get crazy. Go ahead. Go. Come on. Oh, go ahead,
I'm
Lee.
gonna
Either
say
one,
this
and
real.
then Miss Foxy. Come
I'm
on
gonna say
in.
this real quick. I'm gonna
Go
say
ahead.
this
You
real
can
quick.
now. We got
We
time.
was
Go
in
ahead.
base. We history show that we was in baseball before Jackie Robinson. They kicked us out of baseball, and then Jackie Robinson we got back in. We were in football before they kicked us out of football, and then we got back in. See
Yeah, the
that
Negro
we was
leagues
in
of all.
we no. We were in
No,
white
okay, I
baseball.
stand corrected.
We were in
Hmm.
white baseball, and then they kicked us out, and then we went back in with Jackie Robinson. We were in white football, they kicked us out, and then we went back in. See, if the history is there, we just got to look it up. And that's the thing. I'll let the sister go ahead and get it.
I like that. Look it up. That's Lee's handle. Look it up. It's okay, Lee. Come on,
But
Foxy.
that's, yeah,
Oh,
go
I'm
Yeah,
ahead,
sorry.
Fox.
Go ahead,
you're right, brother Lee. You are
Lee.
absolutely right. You know, you got to look up. back in our days, we used to look up things, research things, encyclopedia, research our stuff. What we didn't see or read, we went and asked. And you had a lot of people that had knowledge of our history, would tell you what was going on with sports. My grandfather could tell you everything you needed to know in baseball because that's what they did. And you're right, brother Lee. My grandfather was in school. He was after school. He was playing baseball and was good at it. And so there's a lot of things that our culture has, and we have so much knowledge because one thing we had is that we had to sit back and read and study and learn. Whereas now the kids
Say
you
it
put
again for the people in the back there, Foxy. They didn't hear that part. Say it again. We got to learn how to do what now?
read. We had to read, we had to research, we had to study. We didn't just sit back and look at a tablet or a TV or anything. We had to read, pull out the encyclopedia, go and do research papers. We had to read and research everything we know now. That's why so many of us older ones have the knowledge we have because we had to read. We had to do reports. We had to do research. You had to go to the library and pull books and sit down and study what you need to do so you could present it to the teachers, what you know, and show them that you research for it. Nowadays, nobody do that. Everybody wants to go by what somebody tell them. You got to do your research. And sometimes, even us, our culture, we had to go out here and go above and beyond to get where we got, where we had to be. We had to go above and beyond what they did.
Hmm.
And
That's true.
me,
Hey,
I I
yeah,
grew up
go
in the
ahead. Go
South.
ahead.
I grew up in the
Hmm.
South my senior years, my high school years in North Carolina. And when I went to go to community college, because we couldn't afford me to go to college, and they at that time they didn't offer us blacks in the South any scholarships. So I had to go to a community college. They told me my SAT scores wasn't high enough for me to be a nurse. So they put me in secretarial. Where when I finally moved back to DC to be here with my mother and family, I went to college here. They said, "Why are you here at a community college?" And I said, "Because my scores wasn't high enough and I had to go." They said, "Your scores were high enough. They didn't put you where they want to put you." At that time, nurses, black nurses, wasn't allowed to be in the nursing field in the
Hmm.
South. I'm not so I couldn't get into nursing, and I thought my scores wasn't high enough. My scores were high enough for me to go to any university I wanted to go to, but I didn't know it at the time. So what I did was I took lemons and made lemonade. I went and used what I did know, what they put me in was secretarial, and I achieved a goal where I ended up being a supervisor for Homeland Security, um, for the police department. So from that knowledge grew me to where I needed to be in the government, but I had to use that knowledge and my abilities to make it. That's why I'm saying us blacks, we can survive. That's one thing we learn how to do is take what we have and survive with it and grow on it. But we have to put it in our youth today. That's the problem. We're not putting it back in our youth to show them what you're getting as lemons, you can make lemonade. Let me show you how.
That's really true. And brother Lee, excuse me, brother Lee, I sat back and I tried my best to look at the if there was a bright side. And when I look at the talent that we have, Foxy, and the things that we are capable of doing and are doing, and not are do whether that's what we're doing. We're doing this. And when we take a stance and when we take that stance, I mean, they wanted to wipe this brother out, brother Lee. They wanted to take everything from him. They said the football is his life. If we take the football away from him, he's gonna be broke. He's just gonna be just like any old washed up, as they say. This is not me saying it. Washed up black athlete. But he
Hmm.
changed on them and took that and made a portfolio and making money off of them and looking good, still wearing his afro. Come on, brother Lee, with what you got. I know there's got to be some more. Come on. I mean, look at what they tried to
Well,
do to him. They tried taking money. Go ahead, Lee.
well, they've done it before Kaepernick. They've done it to a lot of athletes. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. In the '60s, I can go back further than that, but you look at the '60s in sports, where Jim Brown, uh, all of these sports athletes got together. They had gotten together and they formed a committee where they were trying to stand for our rights. They risked their career. Jim Brown risked his career. Uh, Bill Russell risked his career. You got famous black athletes. I mean, famous African athletes that's in the Hall of Fame. Which I got to say something about that Hall of Fame. And the thing is, how can you have a Hall of Fame if you excluded black folks for 50 years? How can you have a Hall of Fame if everybody wasn't permitted to participate? You know, they got Babe Ruth in there, but he participated when there was no black folks allowed in there. You got all of these famous white folk athletes in there saying, I'm in the Hall of Fame, where they should have an asterisk next to their name. Because when you didn't participate against the greatest, then what makes you great? How can
That
you
part.
say how can you say I'm the greatest that ever was when you didn't participate, when you didn't compete against the greatest, like Bob Gibson? You didn't participate against him, but you say you're the greatest. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they can walk the street and say, yeah, Babe Ruth, he's the great. No, he's not the greatest because they didn't allow black folks to participate, to compete.
So
See, that's the thing.
that's why I wanted to say this too. The the black athletes, the football players, the baseball players. You remember that bingo long and the Great America
Yes,
and the
yes,
All Stars?
with Richard Pryor
Yeah,
and yes, a lot of brothers was in there.
Billy D.
Yeah,
Williams and
Billy D. Williams, James
James
Earl
Earl
Jones,
Jones.
they were
Yep.
all in there. I mean, I watched it quite a few times. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Not just in sports. Just imagine we weren't allowed to participate in corporate America.
Hmm.
See, that's the thing. They say, well, y'all can't do this, and you can't do it. We weren't allowed to compete. We weren't allowed to compete. So that's the thing. When we started our own banks, we had to have a white guy front for us. See, that's the thing. We weren't allowed to compete in corporate America and still not allowed to compete freely in corporate America. We have to come up with side routes and backdoor routes in order to compete. See,
Mm-hmm.
they don't allow us to come in through the front door. We got to come in through the window. And see, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. We have to understand what we up against,
Said not even
not
the
to
back door,
not
the window. You say the window.
They're gonna come in through the window. And that's the thing. We gotta understand, not to say we can't do it. Understand what you up against so then we're prepared to deal with what's coming. See that I'm not giving you excuses to fail. I'm giving you reasons
Right.
to come up with solutions. To get a solution to what you're up against. See, because we use that as a reason to fail. We say, well, dang, they don't want us there anyway, so we, why try?
Yeah.
No, you figure out where's the next door, where's the next
Right.
window. Don't use that as a as a stopping gap to you not succeeding. See,
Right.
that's the thing. We thirst for knowledge when we were younger. When we were young, when my day we thirst for knowledge. My mother bought encyclopedias, but not knowing that that information in that encyclopedia was tainted by white folks. But she wanted us to have it because she didn't know no better. She didn't know that that information was not complete. She just knew that that information had words in it. It had information in there. Didn't know the information was not correct, but it was a
Yeah.
thirst for knowledge. She knew it had knowledge in it. And that's the thing. She didn't know
Hmm.
that that library didn't have everything it needed in it, but it had some things to get us itching for the thirst for knowledge to go beyond what
Right.
we saw.
Right.
Let me do
See,
something real quick. Hold on one second. I want to remind our audience we're not going to go to a commercial break. We're going to go right through. My sponsors know how we are. I got y'all. Y'all already know that. But we're going to go right through because the conversation is getting good. I got text messages saying, "Hey, man, they preaching and y'all preaching." Now that's the trustee chair lady, and that's Brother Lee, y'all. Go ahead, Brother Lee and Foxy, y'all go ahead now.
And then, Brother Lee, you also got to remember, a lot of these. Okay, piggyback on that. You got to remember also now. Brother Mac was talking about what's going on with the government. Well, right now I'm telling people, whoever platform I get on, go to our black farmers, because I'm gonna tell you why I say go to our black farmers. Our black farmers wasn't allowed to get the grants to get them to make their farms bigger, so they had to deal with what they had, and they made it work, and they still got their farms. And right now, with them doing what they're doing with the tariff, the produce is going to go higher. If you have any black owned farmers that have produce, go to them and get your produce, because them the only ones that's still going to have a farm when all of this go down. And right now, our blacks, you got to support them. And right now, our black farmers will support us.
But Foxy, you're talking about millions of us.
I don't care.
Uh,
Million.
Millions look,
yeah, go
let me
ahead, y'all.
explain
Help me
something.
out now. Help me out, y'all.
Now, no, you got to understand that black farmers, wasn't allowed to get the grants. When they were offering the grants to make their farm, to get the equipment, to make them bigger, the farms bigger, and now those whites are looking for ways to get out of it, want the government to come back and bail them out. Black people, we didn't have to do that. We grew our own meats, we grew our own vegetables. We know how to survive. Right now, our black farmers, you don't see them, none of them on TV crying and whining about, well, I'm losing my farm. They still got their farms and still producing. They got their cattle. They got their pigs. They got
You're
their hogs.
absolutely right. Yeah. Come on, Lee.
Well, I would say the sister's correct. The thing is, they're still fighting that lawsuit that they have against the government. They won that lawsuit. They still haven't gotten paid like they were supposed. They still waiting on that check. The thing is that the sister is right about that. They didn't give us the same opportunity as black farmers to have those grants and that those subsidies to get that equipment to expand on your farm to make improvements to buy the equipment. That she's 100% correct. And uh, the thing about this is that those those produce products that you were buying from overseas, you don't know what they were spraying in them. You don't know what they were putting in them. And that's the thing. A lot of our fruits and vegetables used to come from South America. Used to come from Mexico. That's why you said, "Well, Dad, why does this look so small? Why this looks the way it does is because it's not from here. It,
Right.
it's from it's from there, and it's probably a good thing about that product going so far over because they got to keep that product fresh, so they got to put some chemicals on. Because they're getting it from South America, they're getting it from Mexico, they're getting it from all over, but they're not getting it from here. If we need to start, that's going to be with the idiot Donald Trump. Yeah, he's shutting it down, but it's making us more self-reliant. He's an idiot again. He's doing something not because he knows what he's doing, because he's stupid. And out of his stupidity, it's putting us in a position where we have to figure some things out. And that's the thing. Black farmers have to figure some things out. Black folks have to figure some things out. This will make us
Yeah.
see. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this.
See, good
You
you
know,
said that, Lee. Now I'm not stopping you, but good you said that. You said that what he's doing, I want you to hear this. And Alice, if you hear him, this is the word of the day. We are reliant. We can do. He made us self-reliant. Help me out a little bit, Lee. I ain't mean to stop you. It was going so good, but that hit me.
well, that's what I'm saying is that I'm gonna tell you this. You know where most of your inventions come from?
Blacks.
Out of necessity, and black folks. Out of the fact that you need something, you need a solution to a problem. You say, Dad, how do we do this? Well, we don't have anything out there that can do the job. So we come up with the solution. Black folks have invented, I'd say, the majority of the inventions in the world,
Yes,
not
they
just
did.
in the United States, in the
Yes, they
world.
did.
You know what? When we were slaves, we were coming up with inventions, but the slave owners would take credit for it.
That is
The
So,
so true.
cotton
but see,
gin, the cotton gin, the cotton gin.
all of that content is more than just tons of it of inventions that we have came up with because we were doing the
Flushing
work.
toilet,
We were doing the
traffic
work.
light.
We were
Yep.
like, well, we got
We lost him, I think.
Did you lose?
a
Did we
better
lose
way to
him?
do it.
There you
No,
go.
Okay,
no,
there he is.
we
Okay.
figure out a better way to do things. I'm gonna tell you something. If we just let our minds clear and start using
Okay, he must. I sound like he was driving, so he's losing, going in and out. The problem with us blacks, we have to learn how to have plans A, B, and C. If A failed, then you got B for
Uh-huh.
backup, and you got C.
Yeah, I understand. But my thing is, I wanted to say, if self. Wait a minute, hold on. When he was saying self reliance, I need some headphones. When he said self reliance, Lee, you there? Are you? Is he there? Lee, you there?
No,
Okay.
he's
If you have to, Lee, come back in and come back out. If you have to, I wanted to get you to get your. But Foxy, he was, and when you look at things that we're looking at like this, I mean, like you said, I mean, all the inventions that were made, and the things that make our life a little bit simpler. The flush and toilet. Thank you, G.
well, they
The
used to have the
traffic light.
slang. Look, they
Yeah.
used to have the slang. We used to rig it. The
Yeah.
N word, to rig it. Yeah, that was the
Uh
line.
huh.
Everybody said, "Good,
Uh
they're gonna
huh.
go out here and we're gonna rig it." And
Yeah.
we came up with ways to make it work. Remember, used to put the
But then you
quarter and a
think about
penny
it, though.
on the record player.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, yeah. To keep it going, because we didn't have no money. To be going over to get a needle for the. When you got a needle for the record player, you got you some extra money. We had to make sure that thing worked. And my sister went to somebody's house and got their needle. Slow
Remember,
down. But
you used to put a quarter on top of it, whichever one was the heaviest, and put it on top of it. And then
that's
sometimes
right.
you might have to put a second one on there to make sure it stayed and do what it
That's
do.
right.
And then
That's right. That's right.
then it went from the record player to the tape cassettes. And remember, you have
The
to
cassette, the eight
put in
tracks. I had eight.
right.
Well, I remember the eight tracks. The eight
Remember,
tracks, and
it had a cassette.
yeah,
You take a pencil and rewind it and
yeah.
tighten it back up.
Yeah, yeah, and if you pull in the cassette tapes, if it came out, you got the pencil and you you tighten it back
Tighten
up
it back
again.
up. And then there's a
Whoo,
little
wow.
piece on the top of that cassette. If you pop it, you can record and put a piece of paper in there. You can record again.
That's right. That's right. I see, all the tricks of the trade. See, but see, we knew what to do. We couldn't go and find no cassettes. You put the tape
Mm-mm.
or something over it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the only reason that them two holes was popped out, so you couldn't record over it. Once you did that, you could record over it. And I remember a guy had threw some away. I'm just gonna put this in there. And Lee, if you dare, say something, man. I don't see you. Okay. If you hear
But
us, Lee, just go in and come back. I don't know. I don't
we had
see
to
him.
look. We had to do what we had
Uh,
to do to survive, and we made it
yeah,
work for us. Like you said, we couldn't
yeah,
go to those places and get them repaired. We couldn't go out here and buy the needles all the time. We couldn't go out
yeah.
here and do different things. We had to use what we had and make it work. Put the aluminum
We got to
foil on the
survive.
antennas to make the TV work better.
Aluminum
Everything.
foil and the clothes hanger and everything. Wait, let me say something. Hey, good morning, Diane Black, our congresswoman from Mississippi. Hey, I know you was in the bushes. I know you working. And let's see here. You says, let me put this up for you. Hold on a second, Foxy. Let's see. You says, I made my daughter. She got your mama stereo that flow box. Look like. Let me tell you something, Foxy. Have you remember that we had a Magnavox record player, and
yes, we
it
did.
was a big cabinet, big one. The man two people had to carry it into the house. Of course, that's when it was real stuff. That thing reminded me of a casket so much. I was scared of it every time I come down in the dark and in my. I never forget this. And that thing was because it had lift up a cabinet. It lifts up
Right.
the door. And Lord, I thought, Lord, I just would. I see that was terrible. See, I must have been terrible because I was scared of the the caskets and things. I ain't got no love for neither one of them. But that Magnet box played, man, you could hear that Magnet box all the way down the street if you put it. And the speakers was good; they wasn't blowed out or nothing. This stuff they got now is kind of funky. Even the microphones are though too. But then we survivors, and I want to keep on that level. And tomorrow, Foxy, if you're available, and I know Brother Lee will be back. I don't know if you're
Yeah, I'm
there, Lee.
here
Say
now.
something.
I'm
Okay,
here now.
okay, good.
Hey, Brother Lee.
Brother Lee's back with Lee. I thought Lee got lost or something. Hey, and
No, I'm here.
Brother Lee, come on, and you got a couple of minutes and close us out. Foxy, if you can come back tomorrow. I want to extend this to a degree, but I want to bring somebody else in, and we're going to do a little panel discussion. The three of us along, we're going to probably bring somebody else in. But come on, Brother Lee, with your final words on our final couple of minutes here on our
Well,
Thursday show.
I would like to say we are remarkable people. We can do some
Mm-hmm.
amazing things. We have done some amazing things. It's like Lee Williams said, and people know who that is. Some people do know who Lee Williams is. He's a gospel singer, and he had a song where he would say, through he say, I look back and I saw all the hills and the valleys that I went through, and I look at the ones that I'm facing, and he say, God has brought me through all those hills and valleys. So
Uh-huh.
what I'm facing now is nothing because I know God will bring me through that. So when we are tested, just look back at what we've overcome, and then we'll know what we can overcome in the future. See, and that's the thing. We keep saying, "Oh my goodness, it's over for us." Well, if we said that as slaves, we wouldn't be here today. If we,
Amen.
so we have to say, look at what God has brought us through, and then look at what you're about to face, and that's nothing compared to what God has brought us through. We're amazing
We're
people.
gonna
We
make
have to
it.
understand that. Yes,
And we're
and
going to
we
make it.
always
And
will.
we're going to make it. I'm going to say it again. We're going to make
We
We're in survival mode on the Magman Morning Show. And I want to thank our guest, Foxy 2 Roxy 3. She's going to be back tomorrow to join our panel. And
before
also, I want to thank, if you can, ma'am.
okay, one more thing I want to say real quick before I get
Yes,
off
yes,
here.
ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Okay, anybody you know that
ahead.
has okay, because of what they're doing with the Medicaid and everything, anybody
Hmm.
you know that have name brand, not a generic, name brand medication, tell them to go to drugs.com.
Hmm.
Drugs.com. Pull up the name of the drug, look for the manufacturing company, look and see if they have patient assistance. If they have patient assistance, tell them to download that application, take it to that person's doctor or themselves to their doctor, have them fill it out, fax it in. If you don't have insurance, if your insurance is in the donut hole around this, some people go in the donut hole with their insurance earlier and have to pay name brand, I mean, pay the regular price for their medication. If
Hmm.
they go into that, tell them to send that application in and they could get free medication till the insurance kick in until they get insurance from the
Okay.
manufacturing company.
Well, do this for let's go a step further. You got my information. Communicate that to me, and I'm going to put it into the system. And we're going to talk about that too on tomorrow to everybody. We're going to bring information, like I said. Lee brought the inspiration to and information because some we great people. Don't forget that. I know that people say, "Oh well, who to do this and that, the other," but sure enough, we some survivors and some great people. And if we continue to just if we can get that survival instinct back, not in a bad way, but just doing what we do. We were very comfortable in our own community doing what we do, and here come the invaders. Oh, y'all need to come and join us, and we'll let you eat at our restaurant. And I like to go on my own. I don't might not want to. You want to be free to do the things that you do. But listen, this is the Magman Morning Show. Listen, we will be back here at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, 9 a.m., right here on YouTube and on WKRA 92.7 on the FM dial. And we want to just thank all of you for being here. Thank you, Brother Lee. Thank you, Foxy. They're going to be back with us on tomorrow. I want to just emphasize survival mode. But then we're going to talk about some things, how we can bring ourselves up inspirational wise. We got what it takes. but we need to go a little bit further with it. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. I'll be back here. We will be back here on tomorrow. We just thank all of you for being here. Have a wonderful day. Love somebody. It ain't going to hurt you to do it. And I'll see you back here on tomorrow morning. Y'all be good. Take care and have a blessed day.
It's the last thing on the